We don't need to listen to Dave anyway.
That's what
We feel the
say,
same
too.
way.
4, 3, 2.
Slash?
Good afternoon. I'd like to call the Green Lake Township Board of Trustees meeting to order on August 12th, 2025 at 5:30 PM. Judy, could you be so kind to do a roll call?
Kramer, here. Radke.
Here.
West. Here. McDonald. Biondo.
Here.
Merrick.
Here.
And Biganowski.
Welcome, everyone. Before we proceed on to the next item, if you have
Dave, are you here? Is your mic working?
if you have a smart device or anything of that nature that makes a noise, if you could put it on silent or vibrate, that would be greatly appreciated. With that, the next item is the pledge. Please rise, face the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Next item on our agenda is the approval of the agenda. Does any board member have any action they'd like to take regarding the agenda? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
I make that motion.
Support.
We got a motion by Kramer, supported by Merrick, to approve the agenda as presented. Any discussion? DDA, no, not at this point in time. Mary Jo and I are on a research mission, so we'll bring that back forward. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. Motion carried. Thank you. The next item on our agenda is the approval of the consent agenda, which contains the minutes of July 8th, 2025, treasurer's report, and bills. Is there any member of the public that wish to remove one of those items and place it elsewhere on the agenda? Any member of staff? Any member of this board?
Yes, the minutes. You
Oh,
put them
okay.
under winter plowing.
Sherry, you're killing me.
Okay, the minutes have been, of July 8th, 2025, have been removed from the consent agenda and placed under winter plowing. Any other changes, removals in that regards? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as amended.
Second,
We got a motion by Merrick, supported by West, to approve the consent agenda as amended. Roll call, please.
Biondo.
Yes.
West.
yes.
Excuse me. Kramer, yes. Biganowski. Merrick.
Yes.
McDonald. And Radke.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. At this point in time, is there a declaration of conflict of interest with any board member in regards to any item on our agenda under postponed business and/or new business?
Marv, once again, there's emergency services pay increase. There's a potential for a conflict of interest. I'd be voting on my potential pay increase.
Okay, any comments on that? My comment is, I understand where you're coming from, and at this particular level, compared to last month's, I would disagree with a conflict in that regards, as it's statutorily required that you vote on and upon any all amendments brought forward, with the exception of last month's negotiations of said.
Okay, I just
That's
want to
just
make
my
sure that
opinion.
the board and the public was aware that there was a potential conflict there.
You have to vote on our salaries and everything else, so is there any other discussion, opinions? Hearing none, I presume that you're here for the duration, Mr. Merrick.
I'm fine with that if the board's okay with it.
Yep. At this point in time, reports. I see we have Deputy Nofke present. He's our community police officer.
That's who that is?
Yes.
I've made it back from Canada. Sometimes you take a little bit of time off this time of the year. Concerts are slowly wrapping up. Finally start to see a lot going out. I have another week to go, and then I will enter football season. So I don't really have much going on out there other than construction city out here. Jim Maddie's going good. Last week it went actually really well. The first morning that it was really
They were upset.
But they adjusted quickly. We had the one issue on Highland Park initially, and it's, people are starting to mind their P's and Q's going forward, so.
Okay.
Pretty much all I had. Anybody have any questions, concerns?
I got a statement for you. Thank you for the assist with that child that lost his parents at the state park. Oh, he was down on State Park Highway.
Then it's down to Dutch, yeah.
Yep. Okay, next item, I see we have Emergency Services Director, Chief Case in our presence. We have your written report. Is there anything in addition that you would like to add to said?
Yep, good evening. So just update you guys on some apparatus first. So the engine's back in service. You'll probably see if you look at the bills, a pretty hefty bill. I'm glad it was a township business, so at least we're doing business in the township. But that, again, was a Cummins fuel delivery. We replaced that, I think, 5 years ago. And there's not much to do about it. It's totally remanufactured, and we had to wait an extra 2 weeks because it had to be manufactured. So, engine's up and running. I've been told the best it's ran in quite a while. So, we did get the UTV in-house last week. That was delivered. Trailer's done. So, now we're working on getting the lights installed and the sirens on that. So, that's back in. We were called over the weekend. We assisted Elmira Township with search and rescue on a drowning that they had out there. Mutual aid response, we responded to Walmart for the stabbing incident. We had an ambulance on site there, as well as I was there to help with the incident command structure. And our paid on call backfilled, and we had our backup ambulance manned, and we covered our own. The only other call actually in the county at that time was in Freeling Township. So, in that unfortunate incident, we covered what we needed to with our crews. So, I think other than that, yeah, as Deputy Nofke stated, we're 25 concerts down and 5 to go. So, the lights at the end of the tunnel, I think it's the other end and not an oncoming train at this point in time. So, yeah.
What's the ETA on the engine? 4.5 months?
No. Andy and I are gonna start working on some serious financing talks, because we're hoping, don't tell anybody else, potentially October.
Ooh,
So
nice.
actually ahead of the December that they told us, so. That was the update as of 2 weeks ago. So,
Did they say which year?
Very good. Do we have any questions of the chief from this board, from the public, from the staff? Thank you.
thank you.
And I don't see any representative from any other agency that I'm aware of at this point, so we can move on to public comment. This is an opportunity for the public to stand up, state their name, address of residence, and limit their comments to 3 minutes. Understand that this is public comment, not a discussion, so we will hear what you have to say. I'd ask that you direct it towards the board or the chair. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Greg Caskey Senior, 11717 Lewis Highway 31. I don't know that this is something that you have much control over, but the detour signs that are around our area are horrible. Melody, if you were coming from the west, there were detour signs that told you how to get around. If you were coming down Long Lake, there were no detour signs to tell you how to get around. They had detour signs, but no information. The same thing with the state park. The detour signs that were up for that are horrendous. And that stupid road closure barricade in the middle of the road is ridiculous. It makes it almost impossible for a big vehicle to get through there when there's cars in both lanes on the other side. It's going to be an issue at some point. Agreed.
Yes, ma'am.
Jill Coverdell, 5648 Runwood. I would just ask that either the township, Green Lake, and Blair work together to kind of put pressure on whoever would be putting in the temporary signals at both ends of Euchre, but especially at 633 in Euchre. The poles have been up for months. You know, with the J Natty detour now, there's a lot of traffic there. It's piling up and somebody's gonna get killed. It's a very dangerous intersection. I don't know why that signal wasn't in before J Natty closed down, but it's ridiculous. And the fact that I think the bridges start being worked on soon after the tunnel is done, after Labor Day, you know, I don't see any action by MDOT of continuing to work on the two intersections off of Euchre. And I think that's just egregious at this point in time.
Okay, any others? Okay, good.
Gregory Caskey, 11711, Coast Highway 31, since we're on the road issues. Is there any way we can get whoever's working on the tunnel possibly to drag down Bush Road on a regular, since quite a few of us are going to be using it now that we can't get around any other way? You know, if you're going to Nesson City or Carlin, you're not going to want to go 10 miles that way to get there. So, it was pretty ugly the other day when I went down on the bike. That was quite fun.
Just FYI, this is for public comment, so I will not respond. I do have information addressing all three comments that we can bring forward to the board discussion just prior to the last public comment. Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on to postponed business, Treasurer Bank Rec issues. Mr. Merrick, would you give us an update of the progress being made with Plant Moran, our independent accountant?
So Plant Moran has been, I've been having meetings with them almost weekly, I believe, to go over some different processes that they've helped put together to move forward with this year to hopefully eliminate any of the issues that have occurred with the tax account. They are working on getting that account bank rec finished up. They came up with some spreadsheets that they're utilizing for that, which have been able to be used for this year for the disbursement, which makes it much more easier to calculate the disbursements that are due throughout the year, especially if something is done, a transaction is voided out that was done months prior. This will capture it all. They believe they can get the bank recs for the tax caught up, or at least to the point that the auditors will be happy or accepting of them.
So all other bank recs are up to date and adequate?
The
and
June
been
ones are done.
reconciled?
We're going to finish up the July this week. I was out of the office. Margaret was out of the office a little bit. So we should have the July ones all done, hopefully the end of the week.
All right, you said they've come up with a different way of booking it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that they've got a Excel spreadsheet that we're utilizing versus the Excel spreadsheet that we had created before I took office that goes back to July 1, and we just keep adding a new month on. So if there's a change in a payment that was done in July, in September, it'll capture that because we're going, the way we're doing the reporting, it's very difficult for me to explain it sitting here. But if there's a reversal or a refund or a bad check that's done, we're not just doing the period of transactions for that 2 or 3 week period. We're doing it going back to July, so it'll capture any reversals that are done.
So this Excel spreadsheet is not connected to BSNA, or you just enter that once in a while?
I take the BSNA information and put it into the spreadsheet to calculate what checks I write to whom.
On the disbursements. It's a electronic and a manual verification step that they've added to ensure that Andy is comfortable with the disbursement statement as outlined by BSNA software, and he does it manually.
So the Excel
to ensure.
spreadsheet is a check on the
Correct.
BSNA?
And it's a form that I sent. I have to give each taxing authority a statement of what that money's for. And we used to do one that was not quite as
Descriptive.
thorough,
Detailed?
detailed as this one is. So it's eliminating some of the issues that Jill had brought up, that Plant Moran saw as a possible issue that could happen, that could explain some discrepancies that may have occurred in the past when it came to our, when we cleaned up with the county at the end of the year.
Okay.
Any other questions? We have another meeting with Plant Moran Thursday at 10 a.m. We do Zoom or meets or whatever you want to call it. Okay, no other questions, comments? We'll move on to airport manager follow-up. At this point in time, I'm going to speak before Dave does, as he's the driver of that, of this position. From my review and all, we've only had one individual that's qualified, that's been certified by LARA, the state of Michigan, which we are required to have a certified airport manager. And the other ones, we're going to look into trying to attain that certification. I've had talks with the state, and we are required to have somebody that's certified to be an airport manager for our airport, or we have to close it down, and that's not a good thing, because that's a requirement of having that land owned by the township. I'm arguing, Paul. I hear you in the back of my ear. I'm arguing with the state, but just to be cautious. Dave, anything else on that?
No, I thought that Richard Reichland was qualified, or could be. We've named Michael Anderson as our temporary, so we're covered.
Yes.
We're not panicking about anything. And
Nope.
again,
Just waiting to see if they can get
you guys had
this
us be a hiring
certification.
committee, but there's really only two people to choose from, so I don't think the hiring committee should say anything. And I think they're both adequate, qualified. One's local, Michael Anderson is not, he's from Lansing, so that's really the big difference between the two of them,
Grand Rapids.
or Spring Lake.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's, age-wise, I think one's younger than the other, I don't know if it matters,
Can't.
so. That's my only comment, it's where they physically live is the big difference for me.
I thought you wanted a hiring committee, Dave, because that's what our policy was, and we're 4 months out, and
Well, we had 4 people interested to begin with, and then
Uh-huh.
it's now down to 2, so.
so where are we at with this? Are we kicking the ball down the road another month? Have you set up any committee meetings on this?
We don't need a committee meeting, we have 2 resumes, and the committee would have brought you 2 anyway, so it's now up to the board.
So the committee has not brought anything to the board?
No.
And you
Twice
said-
we have, you're not listening to me, Andy. You have 2 candidates, so we did not pick one and say, because Marvin and I don't agree, we can't do that. So we present both of them to you, they're in your packet. They've been in your packet. Nothing new, so we can act on this at any time anybody wants to. Again, we're not pushed.
It's my understanding that Mr. Anderson has already gotten a grant for us. So he's
Yes.
been doing the job, gotten grant for new cones.
Correct.
I'll make the motion that we continue to hire Mr. Anderson as our airport manager.
I'll support that.
The motion should be to make him permanent from temporary, really.
Exactly.
That's what I heard you say, Judy. That's what I supported.
Oh, so we have a motion by Kramer, supported by Merrick, to keep Michael Anderson, remove the title interim and make it a permanent
Correct.
airport manager. Any discussion on that?
Do we have a term on that? I can't remember if we signed an agreement or have a term for that.
We've been doing 5-year contracts.
There's actually a written contract, and we
Yeah,
have.
that was in 2 months ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
now I remember.
What did you get this from Nathan Flanagan for this month? Just because he applied?
Yes.
That came kind of after the fact, out of the blue, kind of.
Yeah. We're still not certified as, but they're trying to get it through LARA.
Right.
I've not heard any updates since then. Okay, we have a motion. Any other discussion?
One moment, please. We have a technical
Oh,
difficulty.
technical difficulty. We have YouTube function, correct?
As long as everyone uses the microphone.
Wow, that sun's warm.
What do we got
I
going?
should have hair in the back of my head.
Her recorder isn't recording, so if the
Battery
people
died.
aren't using the microphone, we might not get everything accurate in the minutes.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, we are going to do a roll call, I see.
Biganowski.
Yes.
Kramer, yes. Radke.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
McDonald. Biondo.
Yes.
And Merrick.
Yes.
Wow, we can remove that from our agenda.
Yes.
Okay, here at this point in time, we have the Duck Lake Dam lake level maintenance. As this board knows, we've been working with the county since last September, trying to figure out who is doing what with the lake level, as there's a court-ordered lake level in that regards, and it was re-implemented, reinstituted here a couple years back. And the responsiveness of getting the lake level, the dam work done. And we have been working, I shouldn't say we, Roy has been working with the county administrator, who has been putting the boards in the spring. Roy's been out checking it on occasion. We have the chart and graph on our computer screen so we can see the lake level. And we've discovered the placard that's on the structure of the dam signifying the court-ordered elevation. We are getting a lot of calls. I shouldn't say a lot of calls. We're getting quite a bit of emails and calls regarding the lake level from a few individuals that say they are representing over 100 individuals, that it's too low, that it's never been that way for 60 years and such. I did have an appointment with the software individual Monday morning along with Roy, Mr. Edgren, who is the president of the Green Lake Duck Lake Association, and a few other individuals are out there as well, from my understanding. I was unable to attend due to some other issues, and I guess we have Mr. Edgren, Mr. Dewey, and Roy here. If you could do a brief update on that, then we'll go back to the contract, the 7th rendition from the county.
Roger Edgren, son? Roger? No? O'Neill?
We'll go with it.
Roger Edgren, I'm the president of the Green Lake and Duck Lake Association. I've been on board just a couple of years, I've been president just about a year now. But I've been involved with the association for several years. So yeah, Roy was out there, and Ed and myself, and then the president of the Duck Lake Peninsula Association, Ken Janchek, and Ken Chamberlain, who's also on our board, the association board. He's a resident on Duck Lake. More matters. So we were out there yesterday morning. We installed on Green Lake about 2.5 years ago monitoring equipment at the east end of the Arts Academy property that goes out into the lake, and that produces the data that shows the lake levels, supplementing the equipment that is at the Duck Lake Dam. So the Duck Lake Dam equipment has been there for several years, and the Green Lake just installed about 2.5 years ago. So on the county website, also on our association website, you can see the Duck Lake, or you can see that both lake levels on weekly graphs by the day, and then also 2-year graphs that shows them moving like this and how impact of the Duck Lake Dam movement, whether it's boards in or out, impact Green Lake. And just as a reminder, the whole watershed is impacted by the Duck Lake Dam, both upstream to Mason Creek and all the way up to County Road 633 and maybe even beyond, over to 37. And then Cedar Hedge Lake, Duck Lake, Green Lake, and all the way down through the Betsy River down to Grass Lake Dam.
So it's a big complex there that that dam really has an impact on. So it's been, the data is there to show what the lakes have been the last couple of years. No doubt the Duck Lake residents, the Peninsula Duck Lake residents, are of the position that the Duck Lake is now managed to a much lower level than it has been for decades. Could be true, probably is true. Green Lake, where I live, would say that the last 2-3 years, it's been really pretty good. And that's correspondingly the few years that Andy Smits, the drain commissioner, was managing the boards, and then since April, Roy managing the boards in and out. So if you asked people, you know, how is it? Duck Lake Peninsula people would say it's too low. Not everybody on Duck Lake would agree with that, because there are some people that feel just the opposite, that it's too high. And there's 800 and some pieces of property that are part of the Duck Lake residents. Green Lake would say overall, I think that you know, it's been good, which means that the last few years that Andy Smits has been managing it to that court order level has been beneficial to Green Lake, more consistent based on the data. And Duck Lake would say, well, it's never been managed to that level. So the purpose yesterday, and that was a long-winded intro, but purpose yesterday was to meet with Cal Killen, who's with Lakeman, and he is the company that manages the probes into both Duck Lake and Green Lake, which is helping to get the data. So he's the software guy, and he was out there because the one remaining question is, has anything changed in that equipment over time to give any lack of confidence in the readings that are being presented on literally a daily basis? So the last piece of that is calibrating the equipment. So I just penned an email this afternoon that I'll get to everybody, you know, pertinent to the group, including the county, with sort of the next steps on that, if that's the right thing to do. But the next steps would be, he recommended getting a new, what they call a staff gauge, which is basically a yardstick with numbers on it. Add that to right next to the plate that's on the dam that's permanently affixed to it, just to get another source there. Add another staff gauge at the end of that dam road, right Strawberry Point, that leads right into the lake, just off of the shore there. And then also add one next to the equipment up by the Arts Academy, right next to the monitoring equipment, because the current staff gauge is way down on the Betsy River, and you can have actually several inches difference between the monitoring equipment on the north end of the lake and at the Betsy River. So would be using, in lieu of or instead of that one down on the river, it would be using the one that would be installed by the monitoring equipment. So that's his recommendation, and it seemed to make sense to everybody there yesterday. And that wouldn't be a big expense. Not sure if it'd be a county expense or whoever, but all we're talking about is, like I say, 3 fancy yardsticks that would be going in, and then Cal Killen would be coordinating the calibration of that. And then after that, his recommendation was to have a person or persons check those 3 staff gauges every month or so, report on that, which plots a dot on the charts to see whether or not there's any discrepancy in that compared to what the monitoring equipment is producing in the way of those charts. So this guy's been doing it a long time. He's charging virtually next to nothing for doing that service. That's a summary of it. Marv, I would guess you'll see that email along with Roy and others tomorrow.
Okay, very
Assuming
good.
Cal gets back to me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I had a meeting with Nate, and I believe Roy was an attendant, Nate Elger, the county administrator, and that was a statement that we made with Nate, is to put a item out there, a fancy yardstick, as you will. I believe they're going to reach out to Spicer Group, who's been working on that dam, to get a quote to put a fancy yardstick out in that regards there. Roy, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
Yes. Roy Walkening, 3787 Mason Road, maintenance in Green Lake Township. I've been keeping a file, just so you guys know, every time I've been there, because one of the questions these gentlemen had, and Roger did a great job presenting, okay, good job, is how many times people visit the dam, whether it been Andy Schmitz or me. So I'm keeping it documented. Lake levels, the whole 9 yards is on the computer. We just got a file going to answer their questions, so it's been going good. Some people are gonna say it's too low, some people are saying it's good too high, so I think we can respond as a township, smiling. We can respond quicker as a township, especially in heavy weather related. You know, we get a 4-inch rain, we can preempt that 4-inch rain a little bit. Thank you.
Marv, I'd like to ask Roger a question. Roger, can you go back up there?
Sure.
I mean, the court order has an inch number or something, right?
Yes.
And that was, what year was that?
1959.
Right, so I want to make sure we're not stepping into a quagmire by, you know, a group or whoever saying that the 1959 level set by the court isn't reflected in this new equipment, it's not been calibrated right, and we're off by 4 inches, and we're just too stupid to know it, and we're gonna cause ourselves a problem. Do you see anything like that happening?
From what I know today, I don't see that. As an example, yesterday, the graphs that you can pull up literally any minute during the day, it shows the lake level based on the monitoring equipment on a real-time basis, 24/7. It shows the level that is monitoring compared to the 837.3 feet above sea level. So if you pulled up the graphs, you'd see that right there. And then inspecting literally yesterday, the lake level as we were standing in the water, you could see that it was about this much above the line of 837.3 that was done whenever that plate was put on, which I don't know the date of that, but you know, many years ago.
Yeah, and the court had just reinstituted that lake level within the last 6 years, I believe, because it was challenged in regards to that.
During the SAD, they affirmed it, whatever you said.
Yes, it was reaffirmed, and I know there's some state regulations that give some variables to it. Talking with legal counsel, it does not negate the court-ordered level.
Yeah, and Ed may have more perspective on that too. He went in front of the judge several years ago.
Well, I'm worried that you calibrate and it's not gonna match the plate.
Yeah, sitting here today, I don't see that happening because of what the monitoring equipment is already showing. And then literally up to my knees yesterday, right next to the plate, and it was about this much off, which corresponds almost exactly, if not exactly, to what the graphs are showing.
Yeah, 3/4 of an inch high as of 2:15 today.
And that's what the plate showed as well.
Yes.
All right, so we're
Yeah.
relying heavily on the plate, not
Yes.
moving since 1959, all right.
Yep.
Yeah, yep.
All right, that's all I got.
So, okay, thank you, Roger.
Okay,
Any other questions of Roger? No?
Wait till he sits down.
Yeah, let's wait until he sits down. In the packet, we've been working with the county, and I know we didn't want ownership. We did not want to take over the reporting or the inspections or anything else of that nature there. But the county board of commissioners, because they get a lot of emails, specifically Scott Seifert and Brian McAllister and Nate Elger. So they asked if we could do something to be more responsive than what was being done, as the drain commissioner stated that it was not his statutory duties, so he was no longer going to be doing that. So the county administrator did some of the work out there, and he's either in town or he's over on the east side of the county, and we're right here. We can go there and within 20 minutes go there and come back with the boards. The boards are relatively easy to look at, and I think there's 4 banks of boards in that regard, so we could adjust it quite well. As an interim basis, we've been doing it. And this last rendition from the county that went through their legal counsel, went through our legal counsel, and also with Paul Olson, is, okay, you guys take care of the boards, maintain it to the lake level. You'll be liable if Roy has a bad day and decides to take out all the boards, or says, well, screw it, we're gonna put in more boards and make it difficult to remove the boards to the lake level, that would be gross negligence on our part, and we would be every right to be held liable for that. But at this point in time, all we are responsible for is putting the boards in, taking them out, keeping an eye on the lake level. There's a half-inch variable high, half-inch variable low, if I recall correctly, that the court has granted. We have a summer level and a winter level. So that's relatively easy to comply with. And of course, we wouldn't be doing it for free. The county has authorized time and material for Roy going out there, or whomever goes out there. And if we need to buy new 2x4s or 2x6s, they'd cover that cost as well.
I thought it says $3,000, not to exceed.
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be that?
Yes.
And that covers our extra insurance as well?
Yep, it won't impact our insurance rating.
Really?
It's all covered, yep.
Wow.
I'll make a motion, we enter into the agreement with Grand Traverse County for the delegation of Duck Lake level maintenance and authorize the supervisor to sign the agreement.
Second.
Who seconded that? I'm sorry.
I did.
Motion by Merrick, supported by Kramer. To authorize the supervisor to enter into agreement with Grand Traverse County for board installation and removal in accordance with state or with court order. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Okay. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
You said that this had gone to our attorneys as well as the county's attorneys? And
Yes.
Who was the third one you said?
Our insurance guy,
Our
Paul
insurance.
Olson.
The
Yeah.
insurance
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah, so that should be in our packet as well, from our attorney, Michael Belis, or I think his name is, so.
What should be in our packet?
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
Well, I thought I sent it on. Oh, my apologies, yes. I can sit there and I'll send that on to you. Must not hit send for Judy to include in the packet, but yes, our attorney's been involved in the last 5 renditions, so. He said, yep, it was good to go. Anything else? Roll call, please.
West.
Yes.
Excuse me. McDonald. Biondo.
Yes.
Merrick.
Yes.
Biganowski.
Yes, finally.
Kramer, yes. And Radke.
Yes, motion carries, thank you. Next item on our postponed business is the emergency services pay increase follow-up. As what we recall from last month, we had 4%, and there was some discrepancy in regards to what was requested and what was presented and what was implemented. And after some follow-up, got some information from Chief Case from 12 other agencies, and some up-to-date information from Blair, Long Lake, Peninsula Township, Cedar Fire and Paramedic Service. And I just received some additional today as a follow-up to Benzie County and Glen Lake updates. And at this point in time, I would indicate that the total increase of 5% is within reason. There will be some follow-up discussions with Chief Case on some other issues that I've discovered along the way, and him and I are going to sit down and do a roundtable discussion and bring some other information forward in future meetings. But I have no concerns, no issues with the grand total of 5%.
So that means we're at 1% short from last month.
Correct.
Can you send us all that information you got from all the other, other boards or other townships?
Yeah, I can sit there and do that, yes.
Okay.
So I would entertain a motion for action in regards to the emergency services pay increase request.
I'll make the motion to increase it 1% more to get a total of 5%.
Support.
We got a motion by Baganowski, supported by Biondo, to bring the total level to 5%, increase it by 1% for a total of 5%. Any further discussion?
I do have a question, Marv, on the budget. Is this going to be within the budgeted amount, or do we need to make a budget amendment for it?
We are within budget.
Okay.
If there's no more
Fire truck issues.
liabilities that come in. May have to cut back on gas. But no, it's covered within the budget. Chief Case and I sat down and we did a conservative cost analysis, and we're still in the black a few $1,000s. Roll call, please.
Chief, is this a one-time thing, or are we expecting 5% every year? What are your thoughts on that?
Based on what we were looking at, we're still middle to a little above the middle of the road as far as those other agencies are. We're quite a bit behind in the compensation package when it comes to PTO, and that's one thing that Supervisor and I were looking at. So, you know, I think being above the COLA is probably going to be realistic. We've got Long Lake's just going to open, they're mid-contracting, going to open their wages right now. So Cedar had just closed theirs and they did pretty well. And Benzies, which Marv just got today, was actually quite a bit above COLA. So.
And then are you doing a comparison to benefits? Because I think we have a great benefit package.
Yeah, that's what
that
we
I have
want to
not
look at.
seen with other entities.
Yep,
Yeah.
we're going to do that comparison with PTO too. And
Chief Case and I are going to go through
Yep.
for all the benefits, all the ancillary cost that I think the majority, if not all of them, are union. We're the only non-union service out here, so, which tells me we're doing pretty good for our staff in that regards there. We've treated them well. But Chief Case and I are going to go through and do a full-on analysis of where we stand with respect to agencies from Cadillac all the way up to the Sioux, I believe. We have that information, which I'll email on to you, Sherry, and the rest of the board as well, per your request. This ESTA has thrown a wrinkle in everything, so everybody's still scrambling. Some are not going to scramble until next month or October when they're required to do so. So unfortunately, we had to do it in February.
So we could see some other changes in these agencies that are not currently providing that additional that we have.
Yes, and if we recall back in 2017, we did a resolution to forego the cap requirement on insurance and that type of stuff. We did the resolution. I thought that resolution was valid for the time that we offer insurance. Come to find out, we have to do it annually. So that will be coming down the road. You remember that, Paul, when we had to do that?
Yeah, I remember when.
Because the
Was that
80/20
the
and
ACA
all that
thing?
stuff.
Yeah.
And instead of, we felt that, 20% from the employee, we'd take care of that. And, well, there's a resolution that's supposed to be done annually. We're good. We're not in too much trouble. I've already talked to the legislators in that regard, so, and the Treasury. So.
Marv's
we'll
just got to spend
work on that.
weekends in prison.
Yeah. I
And
need a
then-
break.
Excuse me, frog in my throat. And then when you guys are doing your figuring, we already know insurance is going to go up anywhere from 15 to 30%. Are you
Yep.
going to figure all that in too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, hopefully we'll have a clearer percentage rate increase on that, so Darrell and I can sit down and do actual numbers and go through that process.
Good, thank you.
Thank
Anything
you.
else? Roll call it, please.
West,
Yes.
McDonald, Biondo,
Yes.
Merrick,
Yes.
Biganowski,
Yes.
Kramer, yes, and Radke.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you. That concludes postponed business. Let's move on to new business, the temporary sign ordinance, 2507029. This was looked at, just created some issues and some concerns back in the COVID days. And now we have the next couple years of construction that's anticipated out here. And we worked with MTA and our township attorney and doing a lot of investigation. We were out of compliance with U.S. Supreme Court decision that was done a few years ago. So we've been continuing to work from Isaac Entz era in regards to sign updates. And this is what the Planning Commission has undertaken and recommended based upon the recommendations from legal counsel. Pat, you might have some more insight on this. What are your additional thoughts, if any? If not, I'd entertain a motion from you. It's up to you.
I guess just to summarize, the ordinance, it just provides for 2 extra signs up to a maximum of 4 by 8 size, 4 foot by 8 foot, in areas of substantial construction as determined by our zoning administrator to make up for those loss of traffic and exposure, try and help people through
The rough time. Yeah, because currently with that being said, as of yesterday, I received 4 phone calls that we'll address under public comment because of the road closure signs and such that, you know, like Kate's Sweet Shop, the odds are they'll be closing sometime this week because the customer base has dropped considerably because of the blockade up at Interlochen Corners, for lack of a better statement. Same thing with Cicero's Pizza. Tom's has noticed a decrease in customer base just due to the signage and such. So this will allow some additional advertising saying, hey, we're open, this type of stuff. And that's why it became a discussion point at the Planning Commission level from a lot of our 31 and J. Maddie clientele, or residents, business owners.
Before someone makes a motion, so the planning commission held a public hearing. Statute says you either have to have it at the planning commission level or the board level. The board can do a second one if we want to, or somebody requests one.
Correct.
Apparently, we're not doing it. Does our ordinance give us the option to not
Yes.
do it at the board level? Okay,
Correct.
that's all I got.
Yep. Paul?
So I noticed that there was a comment in there about a sunset clause by Clint. So this will just carry on, and if there is major road construction, that's when it kind of applies.
Correct, and when the construction's done, the signs are no longer valid. It took a couple weeks of discussions with attorneys and that, trying to figure out, because we didn't want things grandfathered in.
Sure.
So this was an avenue that they felt best suited our request and our needs.
Good.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Sherry?
The last statement there, or the statement, it says to repeal all ordinance or parts of the ordinance in conflict herein, that the zoning administrator can do that. Shouldn't that be just repeal them temporarily?
No, this is a boilerplate savings clause, that if there's conflicts,
Well, we know all of that, but
Yeah.
if he repeals them, that's removing them from the ordinance altogether.
No, that's not the zoning administrator doing that. That's us doing that.
Right.
Anything that's in
To
conflict.
authorize the zoning administrator to review, issue permits, to provide an effective date, and to repeal all ordinance. That's what
No,
the
go
thing
read
says.
section 3 again. Doesn't say nothing about zoning administrator. Section 3.
Have you got the same one? Well, I'm on the
Section
wrong-
3.
yeah.
Yeah, just a minute.
Because you're on section 1, subsection 7.
I have to agree with Sherry, I forgot about this problem that I saw before. It really said repeal, it should be temporarily superseded.
Perfect wording.
Well, the specific controls the general. I don't think we need to change anything.
Well, I mean, would it hurt to add Pat's comments that Sherry said was perfect? I don't think it would hurt.
Is the section 3, the last word, take out repeal and insert temporarily supersede.
No, because this is, any part of our ordinance that contradicts this is repealed by our action today. It's a one-time only,
Correct.
gone thing. It's not something that the zoning administrator turns on and off. It's a separate thing.
I don't think it has anything to do with the zoning administrator, ordinance.
Yeah, that's for our zoning ordinance. What I thought we were discussion was under section 1, item 7, as far as the zoning administrator, that the 7-day removal, as the zoning administrator determines. That's where that statement is. So, okay, any other discussion?
I'll make the motion that we adopt resolution or ordinance number 25-07-29 as presented.
We have a motion by Kramer, supported by McDonald. Any discussion?
I do have a question on section 1, subsection 5. If no one's getting down to Kate's Sweet Shop and she has 2 4-by-8 foot signs, what good is that doing Kate's Sweet Shop to have that 2 4-foot-by-8 foot signs? This doesn't allow for, unless I'm missing it, like down at the corner to say Kate's Sweet Shop is still open, so is Bud's, so is all local businesses. I mean, this is allowing them to put bigger signs on their property that no one's getting to because they don't think the businesses are open. Is there something I'm missing here that allows?
Yes. Oh, you want me to explain that?
Would you please?
What they're looking at is before the construction, like Just Trucks, TCH, Okies and that, they know the construction's coming. It's getting, obviously, we are aware of it's coming. They'd like to put the signs out now indicating that we will be open. We have propane, we have
Ice cream.
yeah,
maybe
banana splits available, yeah.
Coffee.
In that regards there before it's actually closed. But it's not closed, but it's gonna appear to be closed, just like it is now. So
I would hope
what
that-
this is allowing them to do. And MDOT, talking with MDOT, that they are going to have business open sign on the corridor. One of their departments said, no, it's not gonna happen, but I convinced the other department, well, the other 3 departments to allow that and put names of the businesses that are impacted
Okay.
by this.
I'm good, thank you.
Yep. Anything else?
Just, if for some reason this does do damage to some other part of the sign ordinance, we'll fix it.
Okay.
That happens.
Yep. And we're still working on, was it Gilbert versus some town in Arizona?
No, I think we cleaned that up. Thought we got that.
We're still a little weak in spots, so, because some of the decisions that have been handed down and published, we're working on that. Okay, roll call it, please.
McDonald. Biondo.
Yes.
Barrick.
Yes.
Biganowski.
Yes.
West.
No.
Kramer, yes, and Radke.
Yes. Amendment considered adopted. Next item on our agenda is summer lawn maintenance. Just a little information, background on this. We have a list that Mary Jo has been compiling over the years. And so when our bids are due to expire for lawn maintenance, snow removal, we publish in the paper, but we also do individual mailings to all the companies that do landscape, lawn maintenance, snow plowing, and removal, all that sort. So Mary Jo did in fact mail out many of these to our lawn maintenance and to our snow plow. That's been in, well, it used to be the Yellow Pages, but we've graduated from that now. So, and what we've got is what we've received. There's been nothing else that's been out there. So we received bids for snow plowing.
Is this the first time we've broken it down this far? We used to
Yeah.
lump some of these together and say bid on these lumps.
No,
Is the
this,
first time?
this is the first, we've been doing this for the last few cycles, this list here. I do have to admit that I've failed to include Lake Street,
Lake
or
Avenue.
Lake Avenue, for the last two bids, but it's come in and we've been able to negotiate the same rate that's comparable. So we have some that are like Rogers Road, 2250, and the other individual that's $22,250 a year, so that equals to what? To $6,750 for 3 years. The other bid we got for North Rogers Road, Creswood, for 3 years was $21,625. So it wasn't that challenging to see which one was a lower bid.
Well, that's what it's off by a factor of 10 to 50. I'm thinking somebody didn't understand something right, or they're being a smartass.
Well, from my understanding, this gentleman is looking to cover his cost.
Well, I guess so, and a few extra boats and Lamborghinis along the way.
So, but as you can see, these were apples to apples. We went through, we double checked. I was just utterly surprised that no other entity decided to go head to head with
Maybe Joe's
our
in the
service
mafia,
now.
you know?
Well, could be. So this is for, the 3-year bid, which would expire at the next election, so we're not holding the next elected board to a contract that
All right,
we
I'll make
did.
the motion that we accept the bid from Johnson Outdoors for all the listed items.
Support.
Wait a minute.
Let's do
We have a
lawn.
motion by,
Let's do, separate it by lawn first and then snow plowing,
Why
please.
would we do that?
Because it's easier for us to keep track of.
the contracts.
All right, I'm snow plowing and snow removal then.
Support.
We motion by Ganowski, supported by Merrick, to accept the summer lawn maintenance bid.
No.
He's doing
the snow
plowing.
plowing.
He said snow
He
plowing.
said snow plowing
Okay,
first.
where's that in our roster?
It's on the page. What do you mean in your roster?
On the agenda.
Can we do the
Oh, I see.
summer? Lawn?
I wanted to do them all.
Just say lawn
I'm looking at the
first.
agenda now.
All right, summer lawn,
I'll
Okay,
support that again.
okay.
as listed.
Okay, discussion. Sherry?
Yes. Does it really cost us that much to keep that ballpark mowed?
Yes.
And we get nothing back from any of the organizations or anything? Everything is considered ours?
That's part of doing our park. That's what, it's just part of Park and Recreation.
One of the best parks around Grand Traverse County, we keep hearing.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Paul?
So just a comment there, kind of like the snow plowing, but I'll get to that later. So fertilizing is annual. These are not per application? The cost of the.
Correct.
Yes,
Okay.
that's per season.
And, good? No, oh man.
Anything else? Roll call it.
Biondo,
Yes.
Merrick,
Yes.
Biganowski.
Yes.
Kramer, yes. Radke,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
McDonald.
Motion passes. Okay, Dave.
All right, so I'll make another motion to award a 3-year contract to Johnson Outdoors for snow plowing and snow removal as listed on our form.
I'll support that.
Motion by Baganowski, supported by Merrick, to award Johnson's Outdoor the winter snow plowing maintenance as presented. Any discussion?
Yes.
Paul?
So just as a note on my own sheet, I put Lake Avenue at the bottom, because that's either gonna come up or you're gonna negotiate it in this similar fashion, by the foot or whatever it is.
Well, I told him he missed it, so he had to do it for free. We had some discussion about that. And I'm not sure he's gonna agree to my terms, but yes, we'll be close. He said he'd hold the same price as he did last year in the event he was awarded
Well,
anything.
I certainly like the format, because it is easier to maybe remember it every year.
Yes,
'cause it-
you have to
stuff comes up.
look at Mary Jo for that, because over the years, okay, what's the easy button? It's getting complicated.
Yeah.
There's no loader work anymore.
Well, there is,
It's included.
but it's all included.
in the
Didn't that
price.
Cost?
Yes. He included in the cost, and my other question is, since some of these roads are, or some of these areas are paved and some are gravel, and he does clearly say seasonally salt.
Yeah.
Or sand. That's it, that's just the cost, it's not gonna exceed that, because he's gonna take care of the sand.
And
whether
that
or not he needs
includes,
it on a gravel
the,
road or not.
this includes the brining and stuff on those roads too.
So,
Oh, really? Well, that's,
Road maintenance,
All right, pretty good.
there's
he's,
brining too,
wait a
isn't it?
minute. so-
yeah, we'll have to cover the
Not on
cost of the
private
brine,
Yeah,
but not the labor.
Not the labor.
But he'll
Yeah.
go down and grade some of those?
Oh, yeah, he does.
Wow,
He grades twice a year at minimum.
well, that makes up for the expense of mowing.
It does. That
The
was,
fertilizer.
The cost-benefit analysis and the ROI on that, going, okay,
Yeah.
we're doing well,
Yeah.
Vote.
but we won't tell Joe that.
Yeah.
Okay, roll call?
Biganowski.
Yes.
Kramer, yes. Radke.
Yes.
West.
Yes.
McDonald. Biondo.
Yes.
And Merrick.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next item is an item removed from the consent agenda, which contains the minutes of July 8th, 2025. I believe, Ms. West, you have it?
Yeah, I gotta find the page.
We'll start with page 4.
Well, go to page 2.
Oh, lucky guess.
Right after public comment, in my records, we have discussion. And the discussion didn't get put into here. And it was on Strawberry Point's financing and baseball. Mary Jo did the baseball report and all of that, and I thought it was important. It should get into the minutes. Is it in anybody else's?
Judy, you good with that? Just adding a few words in?
Sure.
Anybody have any issues with that?
Problem is the tape is erased. So hopefully you can send me your notes.
Sherry, send in some notes,
I'll
and
just
I'll take
send
a look
what
at
I-
my notes.
And if we use their microphones, we'd have a backup use of YouTube.
Right.
My phone wants to answer your question, or your statement. Okay, anything else?
No.
I'll
Okay.
make a motion to approve we bring back the minutes for approval at the next meeting with the changes.
Proven with the changes.
We don't know what the changes are until we see them.
Oh,
She could spell everybody's name wrong.
okay.
On purpose.
Probably would.
Well, the next meeting, they'll be considered adopted. Okay. Discussion, as I've made a comment.
Do we have a second? I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
All right.
Aye. Those opposed say no. No. Okay, next, we'll move on to discussion. As promised, I will see if I can address some of the comments. We'll start with the last one first, Bush Road grading. Part of Bush Road is under private ownership, so the public is not authorized to utilize that directly.
So jump.
So there's a public spot just north of the lake, frontage lots directly, that is public, but the portion in front of the lakefront homes is private. And as soon as you get past the 24th house or lot coming from north to south, it turns public. So, yeah, I'm not gonna touch that one, because I do believe there's a couple individuals in the audience that live on that private section. So that is the reason why. And, but the county has been grading it for the winter time snowplow, because it's cheaper for them to go through instead of turning all the way around, going down, and that, at that point in time.
That's about the Bush Road.
Yes.
We've got the same problem on our road. and I wondered if they could grade it between Diamond Park and Riley Road. We're gravel road, and all the traffic's headed up and down that road.
That's an unmaintained road. Oh, yes, I've been.
Oh, that's a county road.
Doesn't mean it's maintained.
Yes,
But they don't
it's
maintain,
seasonal,
I
right.
agree.
So.
No, my road.
Mhm.
It's not seasonal.
Doesn't mean it's not county
No, but it's
maintained.
on-
Yes, so if it's, that's how the county road classifies it in their maintenance roads. And they've been changing them through the last few years because some townships are going, well, we want this road to be primary, so it gets part of the millage money for being fixed. So I've been trying to convince, like the inward north, the ones that, from Long Lake Road that sneak over to 31.
Right.
I'm trying to get that labeled as a primary and get rid of another primary road that just was recently fixed. They're not buying into that word game, but I keep trying. And J. Matty operations has nothing to do with MDOT. This J. Matty tunnel was done by ICA working out with the road commission that did not involve anybody from MDOT. And it was a last-minute adventure. MDOT had their timing and programming in line for the MDOT improvements and registered detours. So it's going to be a county road commission issue in regards to that sign on the west side of J. Matty Drive at Interlocking Corners. So we'll have to talk to road commission in that regards there. That's all road commission ICA discussion. So MDOT has no jurisdiction on that, so hence they're not addressing the Euchre 633, Carlin 6, and Euchre lights at this point, nor Riley and J. Matty at this point, because that's outside of that jurisdiction for this particular project being done by Road Commission, Elmers, and ICA. So, got Jill's, Bush Road.
So are they
And-
doing that are they doing the lights when they close the bridge down? Is what
Yes.
she was asking.
Yes.
Can I just ask something, Larry? I thought that it was a requirement that once a signal went up and it's dark, then it has to be like flashing for a while before it can go operational. I thought the bridges were gonna start soon after Labor Day. We're already at the middle of August, so when the
Yes.
hell is the light gonna go up?
Allegedly, 7 days prior. 5 days or 7 days, depends on whose interpretation.
You know, and I just think it's just ridiculous that the road commission and MDOT aren't working together. I mean, they're screwing over people, that are trying to get around and accommodating all this work. But honest to God, somebody's gonna be killed at that intersection. I can guarantee you there's gonna be a really bad accident.
I travel that, just as you do, and it's challenging at best at times, especially with those signs on the north side, on the west side of 633, north side of Euchre, west side of 633. It is challenging to see the traffic coming from the north heading south, and there's a definite increase in the number of vehicles using 633 due to this.
70 miles an hour, you know?
So, yep, so I've been in conversations. We did get the road commission to accept the overlay here on Riley Road and all the wedges and all that. Typically, MDOT, any improvement they put in for these detours, they go in and remove them. And MDOT said, well, it's because we don't necessarily meet the county road commission standards. Met with the road commission. They said, yeah, they don't meet our standards. I said, but it's better than what's there. So they've decided to not remove the improvements other than the lights that they're leasing, the street lights that they're leasing, and leave everything as is. So it saves money on the overall project, so they don't have to come in and remove the improvements they did. And I think,
Thought about the old engine show starting this week?
yep, not to mention the fair.
Well, the fair's over.
Yeah.
It was fun too.
Yes. So that's what I know at this point in time. I have been in contact with MDOT, with the County Road Commission, and there's 3 distinct projects going on. and 2 out of the 3, anyways, so I'm trying to get them, trust me, we get calls daily, or we get stop-ins, and it's my fault, it's Green Lake Township's fault. I'm just going, okay.
Neither the road commission or MDOT respond to emails or things that you post on their website. I've posted things and I've never gotten a response.
I will reach out to Dan. Dan, the new manager, has been, he's still drinking from a fire hose on full open.
5-inch.
He's dealing with the Peninsula issue, Whitewater issue, Fife Lake issue, quite a few. So he's been doing what he can, and I'm scheduled to have discussions with him next week as well. And I do have some meetings with ICA, Road Commission, and 2 state representatives, one from here, one from Grand Rapids, this Friday morning, to go over some other improvements and projects, hopefully slated for Green Lake Township, that would not cause the detours that we have now, so.
Marv, I do want to add, when I was on the road commission, it was always an issue. The townships had their own little world, the board of commissioners had their own little world, MDOT had their own little world, the private roads had their issues. I mean, we fought with everybody, it seemed, and there's been a switch at some point where the road commission is working more with the townships, but they were also coming with their hands out, wanting money for stuff. We've been able to get them to do some stuff out here that probably would not have happened 15 years ago. So they're getting better. The problem is nobody communicates, the city, the villages, the counties, the township, on what projects are going on. We are working with MDOT and the road commission with our water project we're trying to get done, so we're putting it in now instead of later. And they're accommodating some of our changes we wanted for that. So there is some improvement on the communication and the cooperation, but we are still far, far away from being a cohesive government working nicely together. Thank you.
Okay, with that, I do want to make a comment. Jason Hamilton, our zoning administrator and OEO, has reached out to the sheriff and has convinced the sheriff to authorize Green Lake Township to utilize 3 inmates for our cleanup day to help assist in loading and unloading, which for years we've been cut off from that. We were not able to utilize.
It's 20 years since that's happened.
Yes, but the new sheriff.
Chain gangs are back.
Yes.
Probably Trump's deal. Yeah.
So all we have to do is, feed them, give them some water, make sure they don't get dehydrated.
And don't let them run.
Right. So we'll have 3 additional individuals helping on cleanup day.
Right next to the airport.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
And make sure you mark your calendar so you can be there. It's the 13th of September.
8 to 11:30. We also have another group that volunteered last year to help assist elderly and other individuals that are unable to bring a load or get some of their stuff cleaned up. They've reached back out and have asked if we've received any phone calls for need of assistance, because this other group of 5 individuals that included Roy and Jason last year helped out quite a bit. We received huge kudos from them. Deputy Nofke was part of that programming as well, as far as the waiver claim. So we seem to have a group of volunteers that are willing and able to donate their time, vehicles, gas, trailers, whatever is needed to help those in need. Any other discussion, comments?
Can I ask you about another subject?
Yes.
In the bill, cedar hedge treatment was around 14,000.
Yes.
And
Microphone.
I mean, I'm sorry. Cedar hedge was real cheap and Duck Lake was real expensive. What's the reason that there was such a big discrepancy between them?
It was the process of the treatment of the Eurasian water milfoil. Cedar Hedge Lake, we got the first year discounted real heavy. because they tried new chemistry.
Right, it worked.
It worked very, very well. It wiped it out.
Okay.
So, we were trying it at Duck Lake. Of course, it's more pricey per acre, per square footage of material, so that's the reason why it's up. So we treated it with the new stuff this year.
This time.
Yes, to see what it works. So they're arranged another survey.
Next
or is it
week.
Next week, to see the impact of the treatment, the initial treatment.
Okay.
So as you know, everybody that was within the Duck Lake Special Assessment District for Eurasian Water Milfoil, they'll notice on their taxes that we are not collecting this year because we have enough in fund balance to cover the cost for this particular year. We'll see what the cost, if we need another application, we'll see where we stand at next budget year to determine if we can collect just a minimal amount necessary. Because I don't want to be the Bank of Green Lake.
That's the answers.
Okay, and we're still working on the Bush Road sewer cost and also Strawberry Point. As what was noticed last month, the numbers that I did have, I really didn't have. It's being worked on by Plant Moran in that regards there. So we'll have, sooner or later, we'll have the actual numbers that we can go to audit with. Anything else? Correspondence? Public comment, as promised. Here's another opportunity to speak your piece with no discussion. Please go to the podium, state your name, address of residence, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
Darrell Case, 8901 Summit City Road. Just wanted to inform the board and the public that we have worked with the ICA. So we have access through the ICA property for any emergencies that we need. So to get south of the construction project, we have access on all of our vehicles to get through there. Grand Traverse 911 made a map around that area for our mutual aid partners. So if they're called in to assist us, they have added a gate access on the north side so that if we're going to have mutual aid come through there, a tanker or something, they'll provide a safety and security person down there to open the gate for them. So I just want to assure everybody that through this process of J. Matty being closed down, we do have access through their property to get through for emergencies. We've actually had 2 at the state park since the closures happened. So it's worked flawlessly, and kudos to them for working with us to make sure we can gain access. So just wanted to assure everybody that we're through there.
You don't just drive through the damn piece of wood?
It's a little bumpy through there.
Yeah. And currently, if just also for next year's or for after Labor Day's construction and next year's construction, Chief Case has already been in contact with Long Lake, Blair, and Inland.
Yep.
And other mutual aid partners in regards to the detours and such and access points for next year's blockades. So that's being looked at from the emergency services standpoint as well. So I just wanted to bring that forward, that we're not going to do it the last minute.
Right.
So.
Good, thank you.
Any other public comment? Seeing none, I'm going to adjourn this meeting at 6:48 p.m. All in favor, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, don't say it, Andy.
No.
Say no. Meeting adjourned.